Just writing down some notes there, guys. It's about 100 degrees out here today in New Jersey, but it actually feels pretty good. I was just sitting up in my office, and being that the weekend's coming, I wanted to get this video done because it was on my mind all week. And the reason I'm titling it is I'm still a Pip-Squeak is because you have to remember that the man who thinks he knows doesn't know, and the man who knows he knows nothing knows. That's the old saying from the Tao. And I'm sitting in my office doing work before I got to head back to the gym. Just did some knee rehab on my own. Thinking about, yeah, it would be nice to be sitting near the pool today, or playing video games or something like that. But then I think that's what most other people are doing right now. And there's times to take off, and I have them scheduled. Weekends are usually my chill time. But if you want to, if you want to be great, you got to remember that most people want to be great, but they're not willing to put in the damn work. Okay? It's like when Ronnie Coleman said something to that effect: everybody wants to be big, but nobody wants to lift any heavy-ass weight. It's the same thing. People do not want to be uncomfortable. I know I talked about that before. But if you want to be great, you got to be willing to go after it. It's not just going to happen to you. To use my knee as an example again, I'm doing my knee rehab in the basement before. Thinking, damn, I freaking hate doing this, but I know it's something that's been given to me to help me become better, be a better coach and a better person. And I could just sit on my ass and let the knee really lock up, but that's not going to give me anything done. Sometimes you got to go through those sticky points, okay? And if you're going to be great, you got to be very confident, almost to the point of cockiness, but not overboard. When you go overboard, everything you do is egocentric. And you'll see people that got to keep telling you how great they are and how great this is and how many certifications they have, blah, blah, blah. When you see that, you can rest assured a person has no confidence, and they're trying to continue to validate how great they are to everybody else. When you have to tell somebody how much you do something and how great you are, it's a sign right away. You're building a glass house. Okay, you have the shell of it, but you don't really have the inner core of it. In fact, I got off the phone with another coach who I'm friendly with this morning, talking about how many certifications he has, how great he is, blah blah blah. And to me, I get off the phone, I'm like, geez, that was childish, and I couldn't even tell you the last time I told somebody one of my certifications, where I went to school or whatnot, because I'm too busy learning, which is another video I'm going to be doing, because I've got an obsession with learning, and I think I could benefit you guys. So when you run into those type of egocentric people, run the other way. If you run into somebody in the weight room that's lifting with the ego, just trying to get numbers, throwing quality out the window, get away from them, because they're going to hurt themselves and they're not going to get any progress. One of the things, remember in your Pip-Squeak, meaning you're still, just keep telling yourself you don't know enough, you don't know anything. That's the only way you're going to keep learning. But to become great, you need to know for yourself what success means to you. Does success mean more money? If you're running a business, yes, that's what success means. But what if you're not running a business? What does success mean? Success means getting what you want. That could be a great family, it could be a deep spiritual faith, it could be great health. If you attain those things and that's what you want, that's what success is. So success has different meanings at different times. And that's very key to understand. Money does not mean success if you're talking about your health. You could have all the money in the world, but if you have shitty health, it doesn't mean anything. So put it in that perspective. And going back to what a fellow, Zach Lewis, had been in touch with me about, and Zach ruptured both his patella tendons, so we've been in touch quite frequently. He thought maybe I should touch on joy versus happiness, and that's the root of it all. When you're trying to be driven to become great and successful. As Zach said in his email to me, happiness comes from happenings, external circumstances. You can be happy one minute, things change, all of a sudden you're not happy the next. If your favorite team is playing, you think they have the game won, then they lost. Then all of a sudden the refs say, "Wait, there's 2 more seconds." The other team hits a 3-pointer at the buzzer to beat you. You just went from being happy to sad. External circumstances. Joy, on the other hand, is what we should all be after. That comes from knowing that you are. Just the quote, "I am." Being at peace with that. You've been blessed to be here, and it's all an experience, all a learning experience, all a journey. You should always have joy. And with happiness, if you're always working towards your goal of success, you're going to be happy more often than not. I believe human beings are driven by the need to have something to work towards. Okay, and if they don't, they usually wither away. You'll see that with old couples when one of the spouses dies. You saw with Joe Paterno, Bear Bryant, when they stopped coaching, they died. So to be happy, okay, I believe we need something rather than external, make it internal, where you're working towards something. Let your happiness come from that. Okay, and each day then you can have happiness, but realize the work is never going to be done. Joy should always be there. Take time to reflect and give thanks. Remember, you're still a Pip-Squeak. Don't build a glass house. Build a good foundation. A pyramid is only as tall as its base. Remember that, guy.